What's happening, crew? I am TokuFan22, and welcome back to another VR video experience. Once again, I've jumped back into the world of Zenith the Lost City. Now, I have to give a bit of an explanation for the first part of this video, and the reason for that is because I had a very difficult time trying to record footage for this video. And by that, I mean I had some technical difficulties. There are different ways to play a VR game, and for those of you that know a bit about it, you know that sometimes you still have to have the VR headset hooked up to a machine. Prime example would be like the PlayStation 4 or 5 and having their VR headset hooked up to the console. Well, I don't have a PS5 yet, so in my case, I'm using my own Oculus Quest 2 and my laptop. With this type of hookup, depending on what game you're playing, that game may have certain extra features in PC VR mode compared to when it's the standalone mode on the Oculus Quest 2 or whatever VR headset you're using. So, in this case, what I'm talking about is what's known as streamer mode, which allows me to put the game into a third person view so that when I'm recording footage, you'll see my whole body, my whole avatar, instead of just what I'm looking at right in front of me. The issue that I had with this mode is that while it is very useful and can be pretty amazing to use when it works right, it has the tendency to really make the game glitch up and sometimes even just flat out crash. Because it takes forever to load, it drops the frame rate sometimes, and you might notice, in fact, I'm pretty sure you will notice throughout the gameplay, that my movements are a little janky. There are certain times where it looks like I might be buffering or I'm just stuck. So I tried to edit out as much as I tried to edit those parts out as much as I can, but I wanted to make sure to get a decent view of my avatar as well as the area around me, what I was doing. But again, trying to record footage in the streamer mode, it's not perfect. It's a lot more streamlined than say something like maybe VR chat. But see, we're talking about an RPG game here. So it's still kind of difficult, but I do appreciate the feature and I'm still trying to work with it as best I can. So when it is working properly, a green arrow is supposed to show up on screen. And that green arrow acts as your camera. So when you grab it and put it in the position that you choose, that's going to put you in your third person view. So everywhere you go, that camera will be there. If some of you are familiar with Super Mario 64, you had that Lakitu guy in the cloud and he would have the fishing pole with the camera. It's kind of like that, except minus the Lakitu in the cloud. But other than that, though, like I said, when it functions properly, it is a neat little tool to use if you're trying to record footage or create your own story, anything that you want when you want to put it in a different mode for other people to see. Now that I've explained that part, let's move on to the rest of the video. So, as mentioned before, I've jumped back into Zenith the Lost City, and it has been a while since I played, but since then, an update has popped up that really piqued my interest. Namely, the newest warrior class that they have, known as the Cyber Ninja. And so far, I really have been enjoying playing as the Cyber Ninja. I still use the Blade Master class every now and then, but I'm currently stuck on that one because I have to go through a dungeon in order to move on to the next phase, whichever that might be. The last time I tried it, things did not go well. And the person that I was trying to conquer the dungeon with, well, he logged out. Not on purpose, but it did not help my case because I still was getting destroyed by the boss at the time. But anyway, I digress. So, this is a new area as soon as you go through the tutorial, And the tutorial really isn't as long as it was like the first time I played.
We're supposed to be able to catch those. When am I going to finally get some headgear? Okay. Did I get it? Oh, I did get it. Well, I may not survive this. I recall them being rather strong. Ow. It's pretty much got to load up every single thing. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Wow, that hurt. Why is this not working? Did, did it work?
So here I am
Well,
jumping
time to
into a
get trying to
battle
get out of
event,
here.
and this is one of the problems that I was talking about that I ran into. The movement started to get real janky, and there were times where I would like buffer and I would get stuck. So, not only that, I
Trying to
was
go
getting
up.
bombarded by a
Trying to
bunch of
go
these
up.
enemies. So, I call myself trying to escape,
Oh, come on.
hence why this particular situation happened.
Oh,
Obviously, I did not make it.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about
seriously?
earlier when I mentioned technical difficulties. For some strange reason, even after doing the respawn ritual, I still found myself stuck in the Shadow Realm. Not only that, I was stuck up under a bridge or something. I really don't know what was going on, but playing in the PC VR mode, trying to record footage in that third person view, again, this is those glitchy things that I was talking about. So, if you will pardon me for a second, I'm going to see if I can get myself out of this mess. And maybe this time I can actually escape the Shadow Realm. So, give me just a minute. So, here is where I wanted to go into a bit more of an
All right.
explanation
Let's
about
see if we can get this
my
started.
experience with the Cyber Ninja class. It has definitely surprised me with some of the features that it has. And like I've mentioned multiple times already, I really have been enjoying it. I even discovered a few new things the last time I played. The Cyber Ninja's weapon is really interesting. It's a multifunctional type weapon that can change from a bow to a bladed weapon. The way it works is that if you hit the trigger button on the control, you can switch it between the bow and your
Oh
melee
crap!
weapon. And when it's in the melee mode, it allows you to actually take the weapon apart and you can actually dual wield the bladed weapon. So far, I've unlocked this technique that can be used with the short dual blades, where if you hit your opponent with these blades, certain parts of their body will glow, and if you hit that glowing part of their body, they'll take extra damage. As a matter of fact, it will also be elemental damage depending on the color of the orb. When your weapon is in bow and arrow mode, you can actually work it like a real life bow and arrow, pulling back the string and everything. In fact, when you pull the string back all the way, you will actually charge the arrow with a fire element. Once you shoot, it will hit your opponent with fire damage. Another cool thing that the Cyber Ninja can do is go into stealth mode. The way that works is that you have this smoke bomb that you have equipped on your shoulder. When you take it off your shoulder, you can either throw it down on the ground as if you were trying to make yourself vanish in smoke, or throw it at your opponent so that you can blind them for a few seconds. Either way, what happens is that you will turn invisible and you'll even regain a little bit of health. So it's a nice little tool to have when you need to make a quick getaway or if things start to get a little dicey. Despite the fact that I didn't get the opportunity to record any footage of this, there is another new feature that came with this new update. It's a multi-tool that you can use to gather resources. It's a really nifty little device that can change into
Just
three different
making sure
modes.
things are recording.
There's the axe that you can use for
Oh
cutting
crap!
wood, the
You
pickaxe
wanna try to follow me, huh?
for mining materials, and a handy grapple gun. Somehow I can't help but think that the grapple gun feature alone will definitely be my best friend.
Smoke bomb! Direct hit. Oh, I'm dying. Finally, something new. That's better. Oh, nice shot. All right, couple more, and then I think I'm gonna get out of here. Headshot. Woo! Oh, dude, still want to chase me? Whew! That was close. You're done. About to say, I know he ain't shooting at me.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed this video. As usual, I would really appreciate it if you would comment down below, power punch that like button, and please subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you again real soon. Logging out.
I will see y'all later.